I'm Thomas Gaynor. I'm an organ major here at Eastman School of Music. I'm in the master's program. I've just finished the first year of that. I come from Wellington, New Zealand, where I did my undergrad at the New Zealand School of Music. I think this is a very exciting competition for many people, partly because it's new and I guess nobody has any idea how it's going to pan out, which is quite exciting. And then the fact that it's centered around the Longwood Gardens organ, which is an amazing testament to its time of this orchestral style of playing. So we get to play all these fantastic transcriptions on this organ, which will pull them off so well because it's so large and it has so many different stops. So when you play the keys, nothing happens unless you pull a stop out, like that. There are two types of stops, generally. There's flues, which are the ones you see up the front, and then there are reeds, which operate a bit like an oboe or a clarinet, where they have moving parts in them. The flue pipes, there are three general types. There's, I guess, a normal scale, where they're not too thin, they're not too wide, and that's called the principal. Sounds like that. And then there's the wide scale, which starts to sound like a flute with less upper harmonics. So this is a product of the early 20th century when the organ was coming out of the church and more into the concert scene. And a lot of what it did was play orchestral transcriptions for the crowds because the orchestras, I guess, didn't tour so much and couldn't satisfy the public's appetite. So organists would transcribe all this music and play these famous orchestral numbers.
Thomas came from New Zealand to Eastman to work with me just under a year ago. Thomas is a wonderful student. Thomas has a great ability to assimilate things very quickly. Difficult musical concepts, he's very, very quick, very bright, and in his sort of quiet, understated way, can all of a sudden just become sort of a monster at the keyboard. Good. I think that's great. I think if you can take a little more time on this note when you arrive there, be careful it doesn't sound clip like but whenever you prepare a performance, you try to get everything so that it's so much better than it needs to be. So in order to do that, you have to practice. You have to always over-practice to the point of where you could, I tell the students too, I want to be able to, if I come to your house, wake you up, get you out of bed, put you at the organ, you should be able to play any of those pieces right off the bat, half asleep, and it should work.
I'm making scones here. These are a favorite of many New Zealanders. You can put anything you want on them, including bacon and cheese, or today we're going to have strawberries and cream and a bit of jam as well. I started piano when I was 11, so I wasn't a child prodigy or anything, and I wasn't playing concertos at 5 or anything. I think it's important for me to play at a church. I'm a confirmed Anglican, so it's important for me, I guess. And I really do enjoy playing for services and helping people who are enriching their worship, I guess. It's a warm, loving environment, which is it's a good place to be.
I think playing music, there are these very precise technical aspects to it. But then I think most of the magic happens in the imprecise things, in the things that we can't quantify. When we have that kind of a performance that we even as a jury member in a competition, we say, I don't know what it was about that, but there was something that made it stand out. It was more special. It spoke to me in a different way. Those are the things that we can't quantify, and I must admit, after many years of teaching, are very difficult to teach.
I'm not too sure what the judges are looking for in this competition, because they all come from different backgrounds, and you can never aim to please everyone, I guess. That's part of the fun of this competition, I think, is that you are free to choose how you do your transcriptions, which lines you choose to play from the orchestral score. And I guess an example of that is the William Tell Overture by Rossini that I'm playing. There are some musical lines in Lemaire's transcription that are omitted, and I've chosen to add them just to make it a bit more interesting. And it makes it harder, but it's worth the challenge, I think.